Well, Niall, first time for Quest TV here at the boxing booth gym in Merstham in Surrey, and I've got to say, I've seen lots of stuff about the gym on Instagram and the stable of fighters that Adam Booth and Adam Martin have got here. But wow, what a setup!
You don't get a better gym than this. We've got everything in here. We've got every weight equipment you can want, every boxing equipment you can want, sauna, everything. Like, we've been really lucky and landed on our feet coming in this gym and training here. So
absolutely,
it's a good venue.
Fantastic setup to sort of to train in, and yeah, as I say, in preparation for big fights, and on Saturday, September the 10th, it is a really big fight for you.
Yeah,
so. I think what we'll do is, I always like to sort of recap and talk about previous performance, last time out for yourself, how the road has led you to this title opportunity against Jack Williams for the title. But first and foremost, last time out we saw you against Eugene Jukes. Great performance, your first fight in a very, very long time, coming back off a long layoff from injury, as well as the kind of disruptions from COVID. So let's look back at the fight. I mean, how did you rate your performance in that?
I rate my performance quite well, considering I was in the unknown. There was a lot of questions and a lot of things in my head. Having 2 years off from a very serious back injury, I wasn't sure how I was going to perform. Just wasn't sure if you had it anymore. It's a long time. So to get in the ring and perform well, my fitness was good, strength was there, and it was the first time actually I got in the ring and I had complete clarity in my head. I had time to think. It wasn't like a deer in the headlights or anything like that, where you're just fighting and surviving. It was the first time I got in there and could slow it down, think, and actually perform and do what we've been training in the gym. So I'm very looking forward to taking that into the next fight and using that more and actually progressing with the boxing, and which I'm going to have to do because Jack is a very good opponent and it's going to be a tough fight, hardest fight, and yeah.
I remember actually chatting to you. I can remember it really clearly after the fight, and spoke about your performance, and you were saying sort of along similar lines. That's the first time I've been in there where I wasn't kind of just throwing lots of shots and sort of hoping they were landing. I was actually thinking about my shots, thinking about the combinations, and really kind of felt, I suppose, not in control, but there was a reason for you throwing a particular combination or a particular shot, and I suppose that comes with a good camp, good coaching, and sort of as you progress, because like I say, previously we saw you perform outside of the Quest competition. You fought fellow Quest fighter now Luke Hawkins and beat him. You've won obviously a novice championship outside of the Quest competition, so you have been out there, you have been at that level before, but like you say, the kind of, I suppose, the mental side of things is sometimes even harder than the physical side, because that longer layoff, kind of, you're going to be thinking, what have I got left? Will I be anywhere near the fighter I was before? So, but I mean, I think, and I'm sure you'll agree, you tick those boxes.
Yeah, definitely. So I asked myself all of them questions coming into the fight. There was a lot of questions, even some doubts, but to perform like that and go out and have the clarity and the maturity in the ring to think and do I proved a lot to myself that I'm even further ahead than I was before the break and before the layoff. So there's no worries. I'm very, very highly confident in that I'm going to be able to perform in there and be calm and perform to a higher standard than I have done before.
We saw Jack Williams appear on the same undercard as you back in May on the Stand and Deliver promotion at Epsom. A good performance against veteran Ashley Feach, who obviously I know you know Ashley quite well. But did you see the fight on the night, or have you had a chance to watch it back?
I didn't watch it on the fight, no. I was very busy going around and getting all the congratulations when you get a win. So no, I didn't get to watch the fight myself, but I've watched it since. I've had a little look. I've not looked into it too much because you don't want to. Every time we come in, as we said, I've progressed a lot. He would have done too. So I've not read too much into it, but I've looked at him, looked at his attributes. My coach Harry's looked at all of his attributes, and we're very confident that we've got a good plan going in, and that we've been doing all the right training to get a win and defeat Jack on the night. Yeah,
I mean, like I say, for the show's fans that haven't seen Jack, he's a tall, kind of rangy stand-up boxer. Nice technician. He had a great win on that last show as well in May. So
lateral movement's good.
Yeah, I mean, when you analyse the fighter who's going to be standing in front of you, I mean, he's obviously the man that stands in your way of becoming obviously the regional champion. So Do you set the game plan, or how much input do you have in, or do you literally just leave it to your coach Harry to sort of say, this is what we're working on, this is what we've got to do. As long as you stick to that plan, as long as you put the work in, we're confident that's going to play out on the night and get you the win.
Yeah, well, yeah, I have full faith in Harry. I've come down to this gym because I know how good the gym is, I know how good the coaches are, and I have full belief and full faith in them to get me to where I need to be in the fight. Of course, there's a lot of I have to drag myself down the gym and do what I'm told and implement what they're telling me and make sure I'm training hard. But no, I leave it, not leave it, that's the wrong way to put it, but I have full faith in Harry that what he's saying is the right thing to do. And if it was up to me, I'd be doing the exact same thing that Harry wants me to do anyway, looking at the videos and looking at the kind of fighter we're fighting. So yeah, 100% confidence in what he's telling me to do.
From your from watching obviously the footage of Jack Williams, what do you think his strength? What do you think his attributes are?
The biggest strength I see of him, he's got very good lateral movement. He's very good. You go in and throw a combo at him. He's very quick to come off the side. So that's something we've got to work on, pinning him down. He does come forward. He's very ballsy. He's not worried to come forward. Although he's a long, rangy fighter, you think he'd be on his back foot, ping. He's not. He does come forward to and mix it up. So he's got a few good, strong attributes, but nothing, with hard training, nothing that we're too worried about.
Yeah, and without giving anything sort of too much away on the game plan or how your training's been sort of going, but how do you feel progression-wise from the getting back in there back in May, your first full camp, your first fight, going through all the emotions, the build-up, the weigh-in, etc., and going through and getting the win? How do you feel in yourself now coming up to a fight night?
Supreme confidence. It sounds very, very cocky, but just so confident, like supreme confidence, because I've got all of them doubts, all of them questions. They're all out of the way. I've been out, I've done it, and not only that, I've been out and done it. As we've touched on, there was the clarity that I've progressed and matured as a boxer, and with that, I can't go in there. I know I'm going in there fully prepared, more so than I ever have done. The camp's been really, really well. Trained hard, done everything we needed to. So I can't go in there with anything but confidence. Everything's gone well, and yeah, there's not much more to say than that. We're confident, we're happy, we're ready.
And I know that Epsom, it's a fantastic venue. You've had sort of some of your best performances there, both in Quest and outside of the competition. So is it nice to sort of to have that you're coming back to an arena, a venue that you've sort of performed in before, that you've sort of put in career best performances there? Is it nice to know that that's where this is going to take place?
It is. There is a lot of comfort in that. That's probably my favourite venue to fight at. It's, as you say, I've won a belt there before. I've had many fights there. I've also lost there, but I've done a lot of good things at Epsom. I feel very comfortable at Epsom. It's like home. If you're going to fight for me, it's like home. Been there a lot of times, done a lot of stuff there. I'm very comfortable at Epsom. It's where I'd prefer to have this fight.
Well, it happens very, very soon. I mean, the countdown, it's come around really, really quickly. Just a couple of weeks to go now until
2.5 weeks, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, just literally just over the 2-week mark until you step through the ropes and obviously face Jack Williams. So, kind of final thoughts as we finish off. To win that title, to get that win on such a big night of boxing, it's a fantastic fight card on the 10th. But for you, coming back from the injury, coming back from the layoff, and sort of getting that title wrapped around your waist, I mean, how would that feel?
Amazing. There's a lot more than just the title to this fight for me. There's a whole backstory for it with the last title I had and giving it to my granddad. Sadly, I lost it. Before he passed away, I lost the belt, and I never got the chance to reclaim that before him passing. So it's a very, very, for 3 years since I lost the belt and got the injury, the whole time I've had that in my head. I've got to go out and get this belt for Grandad. I've got to do it. So, and just for myself too. Having 2 years, I was told, at the very first, you might not walk. I was told I definitely won't box again. And here I am, 2.5, 3 years later, I'm stood in front of you doing an interview to go and fight for the Quest title. And, nothing means more than that. To be told you can't box, to then be able to go and fight for a title and, in my eyes, I believe, win it, nothing means more than that. That's a big, big accomplishment for me. And to not right the wrongs, but, right the wrongs for losing the belt. And, I want to be able to get that back for myself and for Grandad and put an end to that chapter and continue as where I started off.
Well, we're looking forward to it, and as I say, it takes place on Saturday, September the 10th at the famous Epsom Downs Racecourse in Surrey. Niall Nugent, he takes on Jack Williams for the vacant regional middleweight championship.